Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all. Today our topic is about slavery. Always uh, the Muslims, they present themselves in a certain way, and we understand uh, the way the presentation is made and why it's made for. Always when a Muslim he present his religion for you, consider him as a car dealer. A car dealer, he will do his best to convince you that the cars he have, all of them with no exception, are the best because you want to make a sale. That's what he do for a living. If you don't buy from him, he is, you know, in bad shape. But is it really true that the cars he have are the best? So a Muslim, when he present to us his religion, he is the same as a car dealer, and but a bad one, the one who is willing to cheat and lie to make you buy it. So today, one of you, he sent me a video of Zakir Naik, and he speak about slavery, and he compared the slavery today with the slavery of Islam, and he said Islam is slavery, at least it have rules, it have regulation. Islam is slavery, protect human rights. I mean, I don't want to play the video, it's just really dumb. And then he compare the way the American, they trade their prisoners in like Guantanamo Bay or whatever, etc. Compared to Muslims. He said, okay, Muslims, they take you as a slave, but they consider you as a human. Go on what the American they are doing to you when they take you as a slave. So today we are going to examine how truthful what the Muslims say and why we should not ever believe a Muslim. Every Muslim is a liar until he proved the opposite. You see, when I study my law degree, we have a rule in the law. It says every person is an innocent until you prove the opposite, which means he's a criminal. So you have to provide a proof first before you can make him a criminal. In Islam, I do not need really a proof, because every word of Muslim is a clear proof of their lies. So let us see together. First of all, I wish I can play the videos, but the Muslims, they are flagging my videos if I use their videos. This is why, by the way, I have a new video. It's underneath of the information. You can click and download. And if you go to patreon.com, there's many videos. They are not in YouTube. The reason I'm not posting them in YouTube, because they will play in the game of copyright. So you can download them from there and you can post them wherever you want, in your Facebook, in your Twitter, whatever you like. All right. So let us examine together the slavery of Islam. First of all, the Muslims, they say in Islam slavery only happened during wartime. Are you sure, Abdul? Are you sure? So who is Mary the Copt? Mary the Copt and her cousin Ibn Jurayj and many of people who Muhammad he received them as gifts. You see, the Muslims, they think that every person who speak English is dumb, stupid, and we can lie to him. This is the story of Mary the Copt, and this is a Muslim website. And by the way, the Muslim, even they lie to you. They say that Mary the Copt, she was one of the Prophet of Allah. He married her. It's a scam, it's a lie. Was Mary the Copt al-Coptiya one of the mother of the believers? The Coptiya, which mean the Coptic. Coptic are people, the real people of Egypt, not the Muslims who invade Egypt. So was Mary the Coptic the mother of the believer, which means she was married to Muhammad? The second you marry Muhammad, you became a mother of the believers. Imagine how many mothers they have, because Muhammad, he sleep with everybody. Every goat in the way, she is the mother of the believer. If you go in the internet, you will find a billion videos saying that Mary the Copt, she was married to Muhammad. This is what they say. But is that true? And who is Mary the Copt? Was she a captive of war? Why the Muslims they keep saying to us that only in war we can take captives and we can take slaves? Read with me, please. There's no doubt that Maria the Qibtiyya was a companion of the messenger. Who is the one is answering? This is the Sheikh. This is a pure Muslim website, very well known. All of you, you can go islam.info, islamka.info. all right, all of you, you can go there and you can here we go. This is the link in the top. I don't know if you can see it. You see the link? I'm trying to show you the link in the top. So this is a pure Muslim website, have nothing to do with me. I'm not the one speaking. It's your scholar, and this is the fatwa and the question number. Question number 4, or fatwa number 47572. So was Maria al-Qibtiyya the mother of the believers, one of the mother of the believers, which means did she become a mother of the believer, the wife of Muhammad? Look what it says. There's no doubt that Maria al-Qibtiyya was the concubine of the messenger, and she bore him his son Ibrahim. By the way, this is a lie. That Muhammad, he cannot have kids, but we will go with it, no problem. So this is the question. This is not the answer yet. This is the question. Can the title, the mother of the believers, be given to Maria al-Qibtiyya or not? The answer. Okay, what is the answer? Let us see. The Prophet, and by the way, you see in English it says peace, blessing, peace upon him. This is a lie too, because the word after the name of Muhammad, always Muslim, they use is sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If that means a blessing, then how come the word sallallahu alayhi wasallam does not appear after any other prophet name? Simply because it's mean Allah, pray on him and salute him, not peace and blessing on him. But because the Muslims are ashamed of translating the accurate meaning, so they give you this meaning. The Prophet did not marry the Qibtiyya. Okay, now, so we got the answer. He did not marry her. All right. So what he was doing with her? He was one of the women he sleep with. Okay, why he is sleeping with her? According to what? What gave him the right to sleep with her? Rather, she was a concubine who was given to him by Al-Muqawqas. Okay, so Mary the Copt, she is a female woman from Egypt, Christian woman. She been given as a gift slave to Muhammad. And what Muhammad, the prophet of Allah, he do, the prophet of mercy, the prophet who hates slavery, he accepted the gift and he start, excuse my language, raping the little child, because she came to him as a child. By the way, she came to him very young. Now, if Muhammad is a person against slavery, let us say for the sake of argument, somebody sent me a gift. I came to my door, he knocked at my door, and I opened my etc. And then I found FedEx or UPS delivering me a girl. And supposedly I'm a prophet who is against slavery. Why Muhammad did not accept the slave and free her right away? He's a person against slavery. Instead, Muhammad, he took the slave to the bedroom and he was raping her all his life. So you can find tons of videos saying that the only source of slavery in Islam is war. This is a lie. Muslims buy slaves, sell slaves, receive slaves as a gift, exchange slaves, and this was a very normal practice for Muslims long after Muhammad, not in the time of Muhammad only. So what they say about that, it was a pure lie. Even her sister, she came with her. You know, the gift was a big gift. Wasn't only Mary, but because she was the beautiful, Muhammad he chose to favor her, to sleep with her. But otherwise, there is other slaves. Some stories they say up to 100 slaves as a gift. All of them Muhammad he accept them. And yet they said to you Muhammad was a poor man, but Muhammad, he have enough money to feed the slaves. Because you know, when you have slaves, it's not just having them. I mean, you have to have a house for them, you have to have a shelter, you have to provide them, because yes, they work for you, but still you have to spend money on them. So the Muslims, when they speak about marrying Mary, actually I saw an article made in Al Arabiya TV website. It says Mary the Copt, the mother of the believers, see her house, and they know even their house where she lived, they know the city, they know the town. I mean, it's unbelievable when all those fiction stories. And even they are saying she is the wife of the prophet. So why the scholars say she was not, and then a scumbag, he says to us, stupid like Zakir Naik, he says to us that she was the wife of the prophet, or Dr. Bilal Bartura. Don't ever trust a Muslim speak about anything. As I said, every Muslim is a liar until he proves the opposite. It's a must, especially when he speak about his religion. You know, when I was a kid in the Middle East studying, I noticed that number one thing I learned during being there is to be a liar, because the whole society is a society of liars. The teacher is a liar, the principal is a liar, the grocery store guy is a, you know, you go to buy tomato, they give you five, you know, half of them damaged, they put them in the bottom of the case, and the top they put for you, few of them they are all right. You go home, you find that half of your grocery is garbage. Everybody is a cheater, everybody is a liar, the judge is a liar, the police is a liar, the president is a liar, the prince is a liar, the king is a liar, the whole country is a liar, because this is how the country works. This is Islam. But yet nobody speak about dignity as much as they do. Nobody is proud as much as they are. They speak about the whores in Europe. Go to the Middle East, guys, and see the whores in the Middle East. You will not believe it. Go see drugs, go and see prostitution, go and see how much they are in love with alcohol, but yet nobody speak about it. Now let us continue with the topic, exposing the lies of the Abdul. So Mary the Copt was a gift, she was not, and all the ones who came with her, they came as a gift to Muhammad when he was a prophet, not before Islam. And Muhammad accepted gifts of a human being, which means in Islam you can give a person a gift, and that gift is a human being to be your slave. So stop lying Muslims saying, oh, this has happened only during wartime. What you can do, you know, we have to take them as slaves. That's a lie. Now Islam gave regulation for slavery. Islam put rules for slavery. Like what? Like what? Like what? If a man he touched the vagina of a slave, he must buy her. Like what the heck? Because what they used to do, they used to place a woman in the stage, in the display, and then the buyers, they start touching her. You can touch anywhere, but if you touch her vagina, then you have to buy her, according to some scholars. Some scholars, they say no, he have the right to touch her to examine how nice her vagina is. There's a country, it's called Mauritania. Oops, sorry for that. There's a country, it's called Mauritania. We don't want to use the Abdul videos. In this country, slavery is a very legal practice until now, same as in Saudi Arabia, same as in Emirat, same as in Bahrain, same as in Kuwait, same as in Sudan, same as every single country. And actually the one is now in competition of slavery is Libya, because most of the immigrants who try to go and come to Europe because of the stupid European, they said to them welcome. So those poor black African people, they risk their life coming from everywhere, from Ethiopia, from Eritrea, etc., and they go through Libya because this is the only exit they have to Europe, and then they get arrested, and then they get captured and they get to be enslaved. And you can go right now and watch tons of stories in YouTube about slavery in Libya. Right now, as we speak, every day. Right now we are speaking, there's people who they are slaves. Go and see how many Boko Haram today they are kidnapping every day of women and making them sex slaves. Not to mention ISIS, Al-Qaeda, but you know, this is not the only ones. What about the kings of Saudi Arabia and his family and the royal family and whoever afforded? All of them, they practice slavery, and slavery never been abolished. There is a revolution in history. It's called the revolution of the Zinj. I'm sure many of you never heard of it. The revolution of the Zinj. Zinj, by the way, is a word present the black Negro, the Negro. So simply the word mean the revolution of the Negro. Now, what revolution we are talking about? When you hear this, you think you are talking about Africa. You think you are talking about somewhere in Africa, but this is not. This was in Iraq. This was in Iraq, in the city of Al-Basra. Let me zoom in so you can read. In the city of Al-Basra. Okay, what was the situation of the city of Al-Basra? There was hundreds of thousands of black slaves. Hundreds of thousands of black slaves owned by Muslims, owned and captured by Muslims, and not from war. You see, there's no war. You know, who is the black nation they went in war with Muhammad? Nobody. It was the Arab who invade Africa, capturing the black people and selling them in the market as slaves. The women are sex slave. The pretty one, she is sex slave. The ugly one, she is a cook. The men are for the hard labor, farming, etc. You can go to Wikipedia and you can read about this this revolution. And this revolution happened. The whole city of Al-Basra, which is very well-known city in Iraq right now, the whole city was a city of slaves. This is a city of Al-Basra, if you see it. Let me focus more. Do you see it? This is the city of Al-Basra. The city was one of the biggest community of slaves maybe in the world at that time. Hundreds of thousands of black and black slaves only were gathered in the city. And what they do, everyone who owns slaves, they will not let them live with them. You know, for those Arab white people, those black slaves are disgusting. So what they do, they put them in a very bad, harsh place. Like it's like they build their own shelter from nothing. I mean, like they have no life. They provide them nothing, and they force them to go to do farming every morning. The Arab, the white Arab, they do nothing. They just watch and live and enjoy their life. And the black slave is the one who feed them. He is the one who do the farming. He is the one who would make the food for them. He is the one who dance for them. Dancers, I can show you how Muhammad, he have Ethiopian dancers in his house. Hundreds of thousands of slaves in a small town. Cause a revolution because those slaves, they said to themselves, why we are accepting this? Why we are accepting this? Let's have a revolution. And they wage war, and they are right. The Arab, the white Arab, they were sucking their blood, treat them like garbage, raping their women, beating anyone to hell, even to death, if you don't obey. And then they give us a speech about Islam free slavery. So where those slaves are from? There's a king or the caliph, his name is Harun al-Rashid. Harun al-Rashid, according to the Muslims, in one of his palaces alone, he have 10,000 women slaves. They did not count the men. 10,000 women slaves. You believe it? However, by the way, those slaves, they were not only in Al-Basra. If you look with me here, with this area and territory, you will see later the black slaves, they were able to control all those cities, which I don't know if you can see them. Let me make a mark on them. Those cities, you know. And this is telling you how huge was the number of those people. To the point they were able to overcome their owners. You believe it? Which means the slaves in Iraq population was a lot more than the white Arab population. And yet the Muslims, they give us a speech about slavery. That's why always, my friend, I say don't ever trust a Muslim saying to you anything. Every Muslim is a liar until he proves the opposite. It's in their blood. It's in their system. Now, we are not saying the only Muslim who practices slavery in the world. Almost every nation in the world practices slavery. Even black people, they practice slavery. But it's a shame to deny your history and to lie about it and to deny your religion and say it doesn't happen, it's not there, we don't believe in it. As an example, in a certain time, the African, they enslaved the Israeli, and they are African. They came to Israel, they enslaved the whole nation of Israel. And all of us, we know the story, how the nation of Israel was enslaved by the Egyptians for hundreds of years. So slavery was a very, you know, normal practice for a human being, because a human being is a greedy. He likes to abuse others. He is he worship himself. He don't care if you are used or not or abused. He will use you. Doesn't matter if he can, he will. So this is a practice happened by the black, by the white, by Chinese, by Asian. Everybody had slaves. But the shame is that Muslims are the only one who try to make their history empty from it, and their religion specifically have nothing to do with it. If we go to the Quran, and maybe it's time to go there and see what the Quran is speaking of slavery. Let us see. Guys, I hope my voice is good. Is it clear to you? Do we have any back noise or anything? Because I have Jibril in my back. A Muslim have a license to sleep with everybody, including orphan, which I find very stupid from a person who speaks of God. He say, don't, if you are afraid not to be fine and just with the orphan, then go and F whoever you want of women. What the heck? By the way, the Muslims, they say to you that the word inkahu mean go and get married, and that is not true, and we can prove it easy to be a lie again. The word inkahu here, this is the word inkahu. goes to all what is follow in this verse. And what does that mean? فانكحوا من النساء, so do nukah from women, 2, 3, and 4. And you're afraid, if you are afraid not to be just, so then 1. All right. Or whatever you own in your right hand possess. So if the word nukah mean marriage, how then the Quran used the same word nukah to the right hand slaves who they are not marrying them? Muhammad was doing that to Maria the Copt, and we showed you from the fatwa that he did not marry her. It's a lie. So this is not about marriage. The word inkahu is about having sex with women. So you can have sex legally, officially, with 2 and 3 and 4. And by the way, Muslims today, they practice that a Muslim, he can have up to 4 wives. But the fact, I believe strongly, that this is false. The earlier Muslims, they used to have sex with 9 women. Because the verse in the front of us says it clearly. Let me show you a translation, maybe better. You guys don't speak Arabic, so I will switch to one of the liars who translated the Quran. You know them. You know? You can choose any translation you want. You know, Muhsin Khan, Biktal. It doesn't matter. All of them, they lie. Look what it says. If you fear that you will not deal fairly by the orphan, I mean, what the orphan have to do with the topic here? Are you going to marry orphans? Yes. Muslims, they sleep with orphans, and even they take them as wives too. But you know, we don't say orphan for those who they are adult. We say the word orphan for someone is a child. So the Muslims in this verse, or Allah, is encouraging the Muslims to have sex with orphan. Orphan, he need care, he need love, he need, or she need, etc. A Muslim, he cannot afford to give you love and care for free. You have to open your legs for the honor, for the one who is a sponsor you. So the Quran is encouraging the Muslim to have sex with orphans, which means children. And here you will see the word inkahu appear in the translation as marry. Marry. But this is not about marriage. Why? Because it says you can have sex with your captives, your right hand possess. وَمَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانَكُمْ. So this is not about marriage, you liars, because you have a right to have sex with those captives without marrying them. So why you are saying the translation here marry? Does the Quran order you to marry the captive? No. So what the Quran is saying, inkahu. So what inkahu mean? Have sex. This is why Muhammad, he says, Allah curse those who do nukah to their hands. How you can do nukah to your hand? Have you ever seen somebody marrying his hand? Muhammad was speaking about the physical action, which is sex, which is simply in this case masturbation. This is why I say don't ever trust a Muslim when he translate, when he explain, when he present Islam to you. A follower of a liar, they cannot be better. Correct? And the same goes all over the Quran. And one of the rules of the Quran, actually, which is I find it very stupid of Muhammad, is the following. Muhammad, he decided that in certain time he want to practice eye for an eye. He want to be like Moses. So he decided to copy the law of Moses. But you know, when somebody is dumb and stupid and he copies something, he screw it up. So look what Muhammad did. This is the chapter 2 verse 178. You can read any translation of your choice. Feel free. Be my guest. Read with me, please. You who believe the law of equality is prescribed to you in the case of murder. Oh boy. Let us make the text bigger so you guys can read it better. I think it's fine. Make it bigger, doesn't hurt. Especially for Muslims, because for Muslims size does matter. Even Allah, when he changed his shape, looked like he came in small shape, so the Muslims rejected him. So, oh, who you believe, all right? Oh, you believe, okay. The law of equality, equality, are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. Is prescribed to you in the case of murder. So what is the law? Allah is talking. Please, everybody listen carefully. The free for the free. Like what? The slave for the slave. What? The women for the women. I mean, this is justice. Are you sure? Who is the dump here? So what Muhammad is saying, or his God, sorry, Allah. Anyway, Muhammad is the same as Allah. In the case of murder, if a white man he was killed, a white man, he should be killed for killing the white man. So this is equality. White can be killed if he killed a white man. Okay, what if a white man he killed a slave? No. Slave for the slave. So if a white man he kill a slave, we kill his slave. Eye for an eye. You burn my car, I burn your car. Huh? You broke my watermelon, I will break your watermelon. And a slave is a property. So you kill my slave, I will cause equal damage to you, and I will kill one of your slaves. Slaves for slaves. You kill my women, I kill your women. But this is not the right thing to do. And just to show you that Muhammad, after he fabricated this stupid law, he understood very well that people, they were upset from this law. It's very stupid and very dumb. And this verse later was abrogated. Like what the heck? What? Abrogated. X. You can go and ask any Muslim, is this law is a practice? They will say to you, no. Why? Was Allah wrong? Obviously, yeah. People, they were like, what the heck? That's stupid. This is not justice. So look like Muhammad, when he was establishing his cult, he was practicing, let us say, let us try this. It doesn't work, we change it. So let us switch to this. It doesn't work, let us change it. Same as everything. This is why you see the Quran is full of abrogation. This guy, he changed his mind every few weeks. Sometimes even in the same day. As what happened in the case of the chapter of Al-Anfal, verse number 65-66. Where Muhammad, he gave a false prophet to his followers that if one of you can fight 10. The Muslims, they went to war, they lost. Their ass being kicked. So Muhammad, to cover his ass, immediately he changed the words of Allah. He said, it's been said to you that one can fight 10 or 10 can fight 100. Huh? However, Allah, he found a weakness on you. Allah found what? He found a weakness on you. What is the weakness Muhammad he found? Simply, he found that his God, which is a fake God, he himself, he is making those verses, he made a stupid promise, and this promise cannot happen. So in chapter of Al-Anfal, verse number 865, as we said, look what happened. Muhammad, Allah says to Muhammad supposedly, "O Prophet, arouse the believers to fight." He's encouraged them to fight. Don't worry, you will win. If there is 20 amongst you, patient and persevering, they will vanquish 200. Like what the heck? 20 they can vanquish 200? Are you sure? Abdul, are you sure? 20 they can vanquish 200? The Muslim, they went to war because Allah told them 20 can vanquish 200. They went there and their ass was kicked badly. So look what Allah right away in the same day he made a verse to fix it, let's fix it. Okay, look like we exaggerated too much. So for the present, Allah has lightened your task, for he knows that there is weak spot. Where's weak spot? In you? Are you serious? So Allah, he lightened your task, for he knows that there is a weak spot in you. Abdul, for God, for the sake of Allah, you're Allah, huh? Who is the one who have a weak spot? Allah or those people? I want to show you that the one who have a big weak spot is Allah. You're a stupid God, because the one who made the promise is Allah, Abdul, not them. Those are just followers. They are just obedience. He is the one who told them 20 amongst you can fight and preserve and vanquish 200, and nothing changed. They are the same people. But Allah, because he have a weak spot. And what is the weak spot? Allah is a blind, stupid. He does not exist. He was exaggerating. So Muhammad, he gave them a stupid promise and he got busted. So now he time to fix it. Oops, I made it bigger, man. I mean 20 will fight 200, which means every guy he have to kill 10. Look like everybody was in that army is Sylvester Stallone, and his gun never empty as an American movie. One person can fight 10. I mean, who in the world can believe this? And I can accept that this has happened if God wanted to win. But look, obviously, your God cannot make it. Here we go. Allah, he is your God. He promised them that go, rouse them to fight. Go and fight. Don't worry. 20 of you will fight 200 and you will kill them all and you will vanquish them. Do you see the word vanquish? Huh? 100 will vanquish 1,000. But there's no vanquish happened, and Allah, he ran to vanquish Stan, which is close to Pakistan. So Muhammad always he gave false promises, always he got busted. This is why he kept changing, sometime in the same day, sometime after a few weeks. Do we have any Muslim here that agree with us? Please feel free. Feel free to defend your prophet, if he was a prophet. Now, the Zakir Naik, he spoke about what happened in Iraq and how, or in Afghanistan, and how the American, they treated their prisoners badly. Guys, we should practice the law of Islam on the prisoners. And I encourage the American, but I don't know, I mean, the one in the government are stupid, to practice Islamic law in every Muslim they capture. Because according to Islamic law, a prisoner, he should be slaughtered. A prisoner should be slaughtered. And this is what Muhammad did with his enemies. And this is what even the Quran says. ما كان لنبي أن يكون له أسرى حتى يثخن في الأرض. Chapter 8, verse number 67. I see the same chapter we are reading from. It's not fitting for a prophet that he should have prisoners of war. So what he would do with them? Kill them. It's not fitted. Muhammad in the beginning, he was accepting ransom because he needed money. Now he have a lot of money. So what he do? He will not risk it. kill them all. So he, in order to stop the Muslims from asking for ransom, because this became a business, so he had to make this verse saying it's not fitting for the prophet that he should have a prisoner of war, which means we slaughter them all. What is the prisoner of war situation in Islam? You see, we saw in Abu Ghraib. You see Abu Ghraib, what happened? They have a dog barking at the Abdul. They put water in his head. I mean, disgusting, disgusting. Let us see what the Muslims do if they capture you as a prisoner of war. Actually, you can go and watch any video of ISIS and you will know exactly what happened. Go and see how many people they are captured, crucified, and I will show you a story of Muhammad himself doing it. You see, they say to us, ISIS is not Islam. This is a story written by Muslims, which means this is one point of a view story. We do not know really what happened there. We do not know really what happened. This is what the Muslim report to us, so we did not hear the other side of the story, which means those victims, because I am sure that the story is not what the Muslims they say to us. However, the story here, according to the Muslims, that there's a group of people who converted to Islam. They stole camels and they killed the shepherd and run away. All right. Obviously, based on the story, those guys are criminals. What is the punishment of criminals in Islam? Execution. Me, my problem, by the way, I have no problem to kill a killer. Honest to God. Execution, I have no problem with it, as long as it's by law. A person who killed, he should be killed. I don't believe that he should be taken to jail. No. You kill others, you took their life, your life should be taken. By the sword, you live, by the sword, you will die. Now, but look what Muhammad did. Muhammad did not kill the killer, he killed all of them, and not only he killed them. Let us read together what he did, just to show you that this man, he have a mental issue. He is not even a human being. When Muhammad he heard about those who they killed the shepherd and run away supposedly, he make a verse, and the verse saying, in the case of murder, cut their hands and cut their feet. Like, what the heck? A person who commit a murder, why you want to cut his hands and his feet? Why you want to do that? If we go and read the story with more details, we will find the following. There's a book, it's called the Book of Asbab al-Nuzul, which means the reason for the verse to come. Based on the story, those people, those folks, those people, they stole the camels and they killed the shepherd and they ran away, and then Allah messenger, he chased them and he got them to be punished. So how and what was the punishment? Read with me, please. And when they capture them, when they capture and brought to him, he who, Muhammad, he cut off their hands. I mean, the American, they did not cut your hands, you idiot. Even the founder of ISIS was one day in the jail of the American, and he have 2 hands and 2 legs, and nobody cut his hands. So based on Islam, you can cut the hand of any of your prisoners and his feet, all of them. Not only that, so he cut off their hands and feet, and he gouged their eyes. Like, what the heck? It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, man. This is justice. Those people, they did not. Like, why you are doing that to them? Muhammad, obviously, he enjoyed torture. He have mental issues. Imagine if the American did what Islam did. when the American occupied Iraq, if at that time George Bush was Muhammad, he will enslave all the Iraqi Muslim women and bring them to America, and every American citizen like me will have a lot of slave women for sex. This is what Muhammad did. The American, they went to Iraq, they spent billions of dollars to build the schools. And me myself, I was in the army, and I know exactly how much money the stupid American they spend in Iraq. Same they are doing in Afghanistan. They are hoping that in Afghanistan we can change the people. You cannot change this. As long as they are Muslim, they will not be changed. The problem is the religion, my friend, is not the people. Yeah, they left Islam. They left Islam. You know, those a story. They left Islam, but they say that they stole like the camels. By the way, those are their camels. Because when they converted to Islam, they shared their camels with Muhammad. But look like what happened. If this story is true, those guys, they converted to Islam and they lived for a while with Muhammad, and they found that he's a scumbag. But now they want to leave. So what they do? They want to take their camels, and there's a shepherd. Look like the shepherd, he resists, so they kill them. If the story is true. So a prisoner of war in Islam is not really exist. You can go right now and click crucifixion of ISIS. There's tons of videos on YouTube. Cutting hands of ISIS. This is the practice of Muhammad. They cut their hands from the different direction, which means the right hand, and then they cut the left leg, foot, and then they cut the right foot, etc. So the opposite directions, and then they let you die and bleed slowly, and they gouge your eyes. And yet they speak about slavery and black and the rulers of Islam, the prophet of mercy, and they say to us, by the way, terrorism have nothing to do with Islam. But I don't blame the Muslims, by the way, because you will find Western scumbag who defend Islam more than Muslims. This is the truth. The enemies who they are fooling us is not really necessarily the followers of Islam. It can be your president, like the stupid Prime Minister of Canada, the Prince of England, the Crown Prince of England, and his wife, the whore, she was sleeping with Muslims. All those people, they are corrupt and false people. Look at this story here. Aisha, she is speaking. No women of Banu Qurayza was killed except one. That's wonderful. There's only one woman, man. How this woman she was killed? She was with me, talking and laughing on her back and belly extremely, which means she is obviously, this woman, she is losing her mind. Why she was losing her mind? Because simply Muhammad was killing her family and her tribe one by one. Look what it says. So this woman, she was with me, talking and laughing on her back and belly extremely, while the messenger of Allah, Sawsaw, was killing her people. Like, what the heck? Those are prisoners of war. Those stupid Jews, they give up their weapon and they trusted Muhammad. 900 men, stupid 900 men, they accepted to drop their weapon. Muhammad, he surrounded their town, and Muhammad, he said to the, drop your weapon, you will be fine. They did, and what he did after that, he dig in the ground a canal, and then he bring the men one by one, and he was chopping the heads of each one of them. Him and his the same as they do in Iraq. If you see how ISIS, they were slaughtering everybody. 900 Jews slaughtered in 2 hours. And now the women, she is laughing. Obviously she is going crazy from pain, not from happiness. He's killing her family, her husband, her brother, etc. So what happened? The Prophet was killing her people by the sword, and she was going crazy, laughing and screaming. Suddenly, a man called her name. A man, who is this man? He's a Muslim man. Called her name. Where is so-so? She said, I asked, what is the matter with you? She said, I did a new act. She said, the man took her and beheaded her. Name for me the last time the American army took an Iraqi or Afghani woman and they beheaded her because she was laughing. Because the army was killing her family. And look, this woman, she knew she is going to be killed for laughing loudly, which means obviously she knew what kind of criminals they are. And yet those scumbag, they say to us, they keep talking about Abu Ghuraib and Guantanamo Bay prison. Go and see in Guantanamo Bay, they have nice beds. Even they give them Quran. You believe it? I mean, how stupid the American, they give those criminals Quran. They made a big case against the government because one of the prisoners, sorry, one of the guards, he threw the Quran in the toilet seat. You see how bad the crime? I mean, they did not beat him, he did not touch the prisoner, he just threw the Quran in the toilet seat. A big story went big deal. Muhammad was slaughtering everybody. What will happen to an American soldier if the Muslims they capture him? The stupid Obama, he released all those who they were in the Guantanamo Bay and let them go. And guess what? All of them, they went back to fight with Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS. This is how stupid the American are. You know, I take no side when I say the truth. When I say stupid, I say it's stupid. You know that those people, you let them go, they will kill you. Why those, you know, why in the world if somebody in Texas kills somebody, the punishment is execution, but if you are a terrorist, we put him in jail for 10 years and they let him go? I mean, how stupid that is. The American, they used more intelligence in the time of the cowboy. A criminal, they hanged him right away. That is logic. Here there's a stories about, anyway, I don't want to read more and give you a headache about this, but Muhammad, he have a lot of slaves, sex slaves, servant slaves, and look what the Muslim, when they translate to you, they said Aisha, as an example here, she called one of her servant maid. What do you mean maid? What maid? It says Jariya, slave, Ethiopian slaves. And by the way, the Muslim, they say to us the Prophet was poor. Do you know that the Prophet, when he died, he gave, before he died, he took a mortgage from a Jew and he gave him his weapon in return. What Jew? At the time when Muhammad he died, there was no Jews left. He killed them all. You're kidding who? You see, they are poor, they are desperate. Muhammad is poor, but he have many slaves, they have many servants, they have many people for sex, for cooking, for laundry. They didn't do anything, but yet Muhammad was poor. And by the way, in this hadith here, what the Muslim don't show you, do you see the word here? It says an-nabidh. You see the word an-nabidh? Nabidh is wine. So Muhammad in his house, they used to make wine for him. She asked her slave servant, the Ethiopian, who prepared the nabidh, who prepared the wine for the messenger? The servant, slave, she said, I. And I used to use the same water container to do that with it. You see it? Do we have any Muslim here? Any Muslim? Guys, today we are going to have our chat room open every Sunday as usual, right? But I'm waiting ready for a phone call. There's a church, they asked me if I can do a short seminar afternoon. So I'm not sure really if I will be able to do so. They will give me actually a call in Viber, not in a phone. I don't even have a phone line. So they will let me know if they can do that today. So if they invited me, I will not be able to do the Pal Talk room today. If not, I will open it. All right. And don't forget to download the new video which I made underneath. You see in the info. You will find actually. By the way, there's many videos. They are new. They are not in Pal Talk. None of you saw it yet. They are exist there. You can download them. The best of the jihad is speaking the truth. My friend, there's tons of stories. The best of the jihad is being nice to your wife. The best of jihad is not to play with your penis. The best of jihad, I mean, this is a joke. Jihad is to kill for the sake of Allah. Anything else is a joke. Because jihad is a word mean give a hard effort. That's all. But when we speak about jihad in Islam, we mean specifically going to war against the enemy. Now this word can be used for many other reasons, no problem. So what? That will not cancel that the word jihad usually is about going in war to kill the enemies. This is why I say Muslims are stupid and naive, and when they speak to us they think we are stupid. I feel sorry for Muhammad. Actually, he have the worst lawyers to defend him. So what? You know, there's many words like, you know, okay. Did Muhammad do jihad? Yes. Did Muhammad order the Muslim to do jihad? Yes. Okay, so what jihad mean? I'm going to type the word jihad right now in the front of you, huh? In the search engine. I'm not going even to pick up any word by my own or any hadith by my own. I will just type the word jihad. Whatever come with it, we will read it. Here we go. Jihad. As simple as that. Look at this. The best of jihad is doing Hajj. Here we go. Doing Hajj is jihad. So, but jihad, the true one, is fighting for the sake of Allah. The Messenger of Allah said, which deed is the best? Read with me. Which deed is the best? Who's talking? Who's talking here? Muhammad. Is Muhammad stupid? Do Muhammad is stupid, I agree. But do Muhammad do not know what he's talking about at least? The Messenger of Allah was asked, which is the deed? Which is deed is the best? The best. The best, the best. He BBUH, it looks like a chemical drugs or something. So he BBUH replied, faith in Allah and jihad, fighting and struggle in the cause of Allah. Do you see it? Do Muhammad do not know who is what he's talking about? I'm sure the Muslim, they will say Muhammad is stupid, he do not know what he's talking about. Was Muhammad doing jihad? Did he practice jihad? What is the message of Muhammad? All the message of Muhammad is about jihad. Unbelievable. What is the best among men? He replied, a believer who strive in the way of Allah with his wealth and life. How you can strive with your wealth and life. Simply you give your life to Allah, you die. Muhammad, he said, I've been ordered. He was ordered to do what? To do jihad. I've been ordered and commanded by Allah to do jihad. أن أقاتل الناس جميعا. Was Muhammad a bad Muslim then? Obviously he was, because jihad does not mean to fight to kill. Jihad is mean to struggle with yourself. So look like Muhammad was a bad Muslim, disgusting Muslim. He is not a true Muslim, he's fake. Because if Muhammad was a true Muslim, he should not do jihad in the way of killing, he should do jihad in the way of fasting. But as you see, Muhammad saying clearly, my message is so clear, I've been ordered to kill you all of you, unless you accept me as a prophet, you accept my God, you accept my religion, you practice my Sharia Allah, otherwise I will slaughter you one by one. The only way to protect yourself from Muhammad is what? Is to accept him as a prophet, and then your blood and your property is under the protection of the gang leader Muhammad. Allah also said, who's talking now? The biggest comeback. I have been ordered, okay, to do what? To fight. Now what fight here? Fight. What exactly Muhammad was using when he do fight? I will give you three options, Muslims. Muhammad, he used to fight with his gum. He have a gum in his mouth, he throw it at you. Muhammad, he used to fight with miswak, which is little tiny stick. Muslim, they say they are the one they wash their tooth with it. Number three, Muhammad, he used a sword. Yeah, obviously here the word qatil coming, uqatil coming from the word qatala. What qatala mean? Qatala mean to kill, or actually the past tense, which mean he killed. So I've been ordered to fight, to kill all the people until they say none has the right to worship but Allah, and etc., and they pray our prayer and they face our qibla. You have to do all those things, and then and only after you do all of those things, then their blood and their property will be sacred to us, and we will not interfere with them except legally. So who is the one who interfere with who? Muhammad. Those people, they have no problem with anyone. Muhammad, he says, I'm not going to stop to kill you until you do this. So again, my friends, don't ever accept a Muslim telling you a story, even if it's about Mickey Mouse. By the way, let me tell you a story about Mickey Mouse. Yeah, because Mickey Mouse is in the Quran and the Hadith. Muhammad, he know everything. I mean, man, this is amazing. Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, unbelievable. He know everything. He is like a Wicca before the Wikipedia, and you know, he is the walking Wicca. Look what Muhammad, he said about the Mickey Mouse. Let me show you. Here we go. I mean, this is amazing. Here you see that Muhammad is a person who knows everything. The Prophet said, a group of the Israeli were lost. Okay, nobody knows what they did. Look at the mystery here. I mean, look at the action. This is alone can be a movie. Somebody can contact the writer of Harry Potter. A group of the Israelis, they were lost. A group. Nobody knows what they did, but I do see them. Look, Muhammad is squeezing his ass, I mean his head. Except that they were cursed. Ew, man, that's deep. How he knew that? I mean, how this guy, he knew that there's a group of the Israeli are lost. He do not know where they are. He don't know where they're lost. He know nothing about them, but yet he know. I mean, look at the story, how connected it is. Except that they were cursed. But how you know they are cursed? Let us see the intelligence of Muhammad. Look, 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 the story is coming. Hold on. Hold your horses. Except that they were cursed and changed into rats. Oh, man. Do you know the story about the princess who kissed the frog and the frog became a prince? You know the story? There's a woman, she saw a frog, she kissed the frog, and the frog turned to be a prince. Not a Christian prince, all right? A different prince in the story. So if you kiss a rat, we might get a Jew. What about we do that? Because obviously those Jews are rats and the rats are Jews. So Allah, he cursed them and he made them into rats. Actually, this link, sorry, it's this is not for the hadith. Hold on, I will pause it for you. This is for the search. Anyway, you can scroll down and you can find the hadith of the rats. And now look how Muhammad, he found out this mystery and this discovery. How Muhammad, he got to this conclusion? I mean, this man is a genius. Look, he just noticed something, and from that thing, Muhammad, he come to the logic of the intelligence, super intelligent genius. So he said, but I do not see them except that they were cursed and changed into rats. For if, look at this, take a note. Now the reason is coming. For if you put the camel of a she milk in the front of a rat, it will not drink it. But if the milk of a sheep is put in front of it, it will drink it. Oh boy, those are rats who they are observing the law of Moses. They didn't drink camel milk. So Muhammad, he come to the conclusion that those must be Jews, because the Jews don't drink camel milk and rats don't drink camel milk. So both, they must be Jews. I mean, this is super intelligence. Who can beat this intelligent? That's amazing. That's so beautiful. Hold on, Abdul. If we put whiskey in the front of a Muslim and in the front of a donkey, and water, whiskey and water, the donkey will not drink whiskey, will drink water. Does that mean the donkeys are Muslims? I mean, are you serious? This is super intelligent, man. I never thought about this. That's amazing. That's so beautiful. Muhammad was the best genius ever. Muslims, hold on. Chickens, they eat shit, in case you do not know. So what do you think the chicken is? Because Muslims and chicken, they share many things. As an example, you drink the liquid shit, excuse my language, which is the urine. Because shit is two kinds. There's liquid, we call it pee, and there's the solid one, we call it shit. I mean, no shit. So are you saying you Muslims are chickens? I mean, you Muslims are so crazy to believe in such a garbage man like Muhammad. You have a mental issue. Seriously, you have a mental issue. No wonder he was able to make you drink camel urine. And by the way, do you know how the story of the rats and the mice with Adam? Sorry, not Adam, Noah. Let me tell you this one, short one, short one. I will try to find it actually. Noah, when he put all the animals in the ship, and Allah, by the way, he asked him to put from every kind 2 bears, which means 4, not 2. However, when Noah, he put almost all the animals except the lion, he found that there was a mice in the ship, and Noah was really afraid because the mice would eat his food. So Allah, he made the lion have a flu, and this way Noah was able to carry the lion without any problem because he was so sick. So the lion, he have a flu. Noah, he carried the lion, he put him in the ship, and when the lion in the ship, he sneezed, and a cat came out of his nose. I mean, this is amazing. You can't even see that in the circ. The lion, he sneezed, and a cat came out of his ship, his mouth or his nose. Somebody talking about the black slaves again, guys. Nobody hate black people as Muhammad. Nobody. This is why this man, he said, kill every black dog, and we mentioned this hadith many times before. They asked Muhammad why we should the black, like, I mean, what is the connection with killing a black? Black is a black, it doesn't matter if he's a human or not. A creature, he was killed for being a black. What is the reason? He was a black. So if Muhammad see dogs, animals who they are black are an enemy, that means he considered black color is a color of the devil. And actually he mentioned, and I can show you, that the one who will destroy the Kaaba or try to destroy the Kaaba is a black man from Ethiopia. Read with me here. Muhammad, he says 3 things will interrupt a Muslim prayer, a passing of a woman and an ass and a black dog. They ask him, Abu Dharr, what the future is there in the black dog? I mean, why he did not say a yellow dog will disturb you or a white dog? He said, I ask, oh my son of my brother, I ask the Messenger of Allah, as you ask me, which mean, what distinguish the black dog from the red dog and the yellow dog? So I asked the Prophet of Allah, he said, the black dog is a devil. I mean, how clear that is, proving that Muhammad, he believed that being a black is a sign and the clear evidence that you are a devilish person. To the point, he considered a yellow dog is a good dog, or at least he is not devilish or not a devil. And this is why Muhammad, he ordered to kill every black, pure black animal, not only dogs, any pure black animal have to be killed. That's why the Muslims, they hate the crow. They hate this animal, this bird, for his pure black. You are a white man with a black dog. I mean, I feel sorry for you. Anyway, don't forget, guys, to download the video I made just yesterday. It's underneath in the info. If you click at the Google Drive and spread it all over in YouTube. This video there actually is about a guy. He's speaking about a person who was insulting the Prophet, and a dog, he ate him alive. I mean, guys, I want you, if you have a dog and you can make a video, you don't need to show your face. I mean, just to speak to your dog, insult Muhammad in front of the dog. According to the story in that movie, that video, that the dog will eat you if you insult the Prophet. I mean, dogs will eat us for insulting the Prophet. Dogs are the last one to defend Muhammad, man. Muhammad, he ordered to kill the dogs, all of them. And then he changed his mind because people, they start complaining, saying, well, come on, we need dogs for our stock, for our sheep, for our, you know, we cannot kill all the dogs. So he changed his mind and he made it for certain kind of dogs, specifically if it's a black or it is not a working dog. You see here, Malik related to me from Nafi' ibn Abdullah, etc. The messenger, may Allah pray on him and salute him, order the dogs to be killed. Let's see this hadith. The Messenger of Allah said, if you were not that dogs were part of a nation among the nation, then I would order that all of them to be killed. So kill every one of them that is black. Actually, it doesn't say all is black only. It says kill all of them, any animal who is a black, not necessarily the dogs. And look here in the hadith, in Arabic, the hadith is different. It says, وَالْكَلْبُ الْأَسْوَدُ الْبَهِيمُ الَّذِي لَا يَكُونُ فِيهِ شَيْءٍ مِنَ الْبَيَاضِ. Who is the Bahim? The one they call him Bahim is any, specifically here about the dog, the one which is have none, any white spot on him. So if you are unlucky dog and you have no white spot on you, you are dead. Do you see it? I asked the Messenger of Allah about all the black dogs. He said, it is devil. You see it? I mean, this is super intelligence. Look at those funny stories all over, you know. Ah, Lord have mercy. All those stories about killing dogs. And actually, Muhammad, he said clearly that anyone who own a dog, Allah will take it from his deeds just for having a dog, you know. This is why Muhammad, he said the black stone used to be white like milk, but the sin of mankind made the black stone black, which means sin make you black. Let's see. This search engine sometimes is not good. So do we have any Muslim here? Any Abdul? Anyone who don't agree with us? Yeah, I'm almost converting actually. I'm in the stage of converting to Islam because, you know, I cannot resist really the temptation of having all those versions. Especially I'm single, man. And in this earth I can't even find a woman to marry me. Each time I ask a woman to marry me, she says what? There's no men left? So if I convert to Islam, at least Allah will provide me with all those versions and he will force them to have sex with me. You can imagine they will be lined up like long line of women. I don't even know their names. All of them, they have one name. All the women in the heaven of Allah have one name, Hur, and all of them, they look the same, have the same look, the same face, the same eyes, the same lips, the same ears, and the same, you know, all of them the same size, and all of them they sing the same song, which is amazing. I mean, don't you wish to have a wife, all of them they sing the same song? Beautiful. In the top of that, those hur which Allah will provide you, Allah will soften their skin and will take him 1,000 years to soften the skin of every one of them. So imagine how soft it is, man. By the way, the funny Muslim, they say to us that if Allah wants something to happen, he say B is going to be, but yet it's going to take him 1,000 years to make one woman her skin soft. But yet he can say B. If Allah wants something, he say B is going to be. Let me see. I'm trying to find you the song, the hur they sing for you in the heaven. I cannot find it. I'm not sure. Yeah, the search engine is not really too much good. Still I will find it. I should be able to find it somewhere, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get those versions, and each time you sleep with them, she is a virgin again. I mean, this is the highest quality of cheating, because if a woman she slept with her and she is virgin again, this is nothing but a cheating. You already has to have sex with her just a minute ago. Oh Lord. Do we have any Abdul? Any Abdul here? And by the way, in the heaven of Allah, there's a long river. There's a long river. I don't know if I can find it, and this website is not really, is not too much helping. In this long river, there is hur in the two sides of the river, and they are naked, waiting for the Muslim to jump in the top of them. And you know what supposedly he would do. Yeah, I cannot find those hadith here. Yeah. This website English translation doesn't have all those hadith. However, we can find the hadith in Arabic. إن في الجنة نهرا طويلا بطول الجنة. In the heaven there is a long river in the length of heaven, and in the two sides of the river جوار عذارى متقابلات. In the two sides of the river there is a slaves, girls who they are virgins from the virgins of the heaven, from the slaves of the heaven. يغنين بأعذب الأصوات وأحسنها, and they are singing with the most beautiful voices. Unbelievable. I cannot I don't want to talk about it no more, because if I talk about it more, I mean I'm going to commit sin. I mean you can imagine what is the feeling of a man who is single listening to this. This is a lot of temptation. I cannot take it no more. That's it. It's so beautiful. It's so convincing, right? Anyway, well, right now I'm working a book. It's going to be about sexuality in Islam. It's going to be, I hope, it's going to be like finished by the end of this coming month. Today is July 30, so in August, by the end of August, I will be finishing the book. And by the way, in the coming October, I will be in Europe. We just discussed yesterday with one of the brothers about me going there and doing some, maybe, I don't know, seminar or 2 or 3, I don't know how many. So I will be not next month, in October, I will be in Europe. And then after that, in the winter time, I will be in Asia, for those who are in Asia. The Root of Islam is taking long with me because I need some books. I'm waiting for reference. I ordered some books from the Middle East, and they send them already, but look like the first books are lost as usual. You know, maybe they stole them or something. I don't know what happened. So I'm waiting for those reference. So after I finish from this, that's why I started with the new book, because that one is taking longer. I'm trying to make the book as much as I can, the best way I can. You know, when you speak about something, you have to provide reference. You can't say I remember, it says in the book of etc. You have to give the page number, etc., value number. So the book, The Roots of Islam, is still in the process, but it's taking long. Do we have any Muslim in listening to us? He would like to debate us? Anyone? You know, all of us, we know Islam is against slavery. Nobody fights slavery as Muslims. All the slaves brought to America was captured by Muslims. Do you know that? And specifically in North Africa, Morocco, Libya, Algeria. Those are #1 nations who did the business for slavery, and the white man was buying slaves from them. So the real one who was used to capture, really, it was the Muslims. But yet today they speak about slavery and they say to you, do you know what the white man did? Do you know what the white man did? We know what the white man did, and we condemn what the white man did. But who is the one who is capturing the slave? The white man was buying the slave. The Muslim are the one who is capturing them, which means you are the real criminal. This is why we showed you the story of the revolution of the Zinj. Revolution of the Zinj, which is revolution happened by the Negro in Al-Basra in Iraq, and it was a huge. Talk about Tahrif. Yeah, we can talk about Tahrif, but maybe in different time, because now I'm almost done. As I said, there's a suddenly a group. You know, actually, what happened? This church, they called me a while ago, and they said they want me to do a seminar for them. And then they call me again, but I don't have a phone number no more. So they call like a number I don't have no more, and they left a message for me. And today I receive, email from them saying that they are waiting for me to come to do a seminar. It's a small church, it's not a big church, you know. So I told them, really, I don't know. That's they said we are almost canceled, but maybe if you can do it today, we can still do, but we will not have the same number as we promised before, because we told the people that you did not answer us. So today I might do have a seminar afternoon, so I might not be able to open my Paltalk room. I'm just waiting for them to confirm to me actually if still we can do it today or not, because I don't have a number, I don't have a phone, I don't use it. All the people I know, they are overseas, and even the ones who knows I know in the state, we use like internet applications. You know what I mean? I don't like to waste my money for nothing. Phone line will cost you $40, right? And you know, I'm not running a business or etc. where I need a phone call where customers call me or etc. I know as a friends, people I like for my mission, churches, etc. And people they can contact me using Skype, using Viber. There's many applications in the internet, right? And I believe sooner or later nobody will use phone line no more. All of you have internet, don't you? There's tons of applications you can do voice over and you can speak for overseas for free, right? However, you know, if you need it, you buy it. For me, I don't really need it much. That's why. So they call me in my old phone number and they thought they left me a message, but I don't have that phone number no more. So look like they left a message for someone else. I hope it's not Abdul. Imagine if your name is Muhammad and you used to have the number of Christian Prince, and then they call you and they say, Christian Prince, can you please today come, no, or next week come to do expose Islam for us? Man, that would be lovely. Because they said they left a message for me, which means the phone is active, that phone number. Anyway, I want to say, guys, thank you for being here. May the Lord bless you all. And if you like to invite me to your church, feel free. I will be happy to go and do my duty to teach and to educate the Christians and all kinds of people. Actually, not only Christians. Even if you're an atheist, I have no problem. You know, I believe that knowledge have to be served for every human being, and then people they make decisions. So we do not want only Christians to learn. We want everybody to learn, even those who hate Christianity. No problem. I believe strongly you hate Christianity because of your ignorance, not because of your knowledge. If you know how wonderful, how beautiful is Christ and his teaching, nobody should hate Christianity. Christ is the only one. 2,000 years ago he says love your enemy, and nobody can practice that until now, for it is too noble, hard to practice. He was above the thinking of mankind. If every human being in this earth practice love your enemy, imagine what will happen to this earth. This earth will become a heaven. We do not need to go to heaven no more. Just by practicing one statement of Christ, love your enemy. Go and see how much countries they spend for the defense. How much America they spend. What Americans spend alone for defense is enough to build many countries in Africa. What the Chinese they spend for defense is the same. The Russian, etc. Crazy money. Poor people who they cannot even support their food, they spend too much money for weapon. Why? Because everybody is worried. Everybody is scared. For nobody practice one sentence of the teaching of Christ. Love your enemy. Bless those who curse you. So the teaching of Christ is amazing. Can bring heaven to earth. Can bring security to every house. Will not let, even if we practice what Jesus said, if somebody asks you for your coat, give him your dress. No homeless will stay homeless. No poor will stay poor. The one like the owner of Amazon who owned $96 billion, he will not exist, for he willingly will give. That is the teaching of the Christ, the one I choose to be my Lord, not because he have a sword, not because he will send me to hell if I don't believe in him. I did not believe in him because of the hell and because of heaven. I believe in him because he is the best of the best and he is the good, and no good but God. We are not the same as the Muslims who need to be seduced by a river of wine, a river of milk. We are not trashy, we are not stupid. We don't follow our belly. I don't worship a penis. The one who worship a penis is the one who want to go to heaven to have sex, more sex, for he is a penis person. You see, there's people they go around the world for tourists, right? Me myself, I've been in many countries in Asia. People they ask me, oh, we went in Asia, what about the bars, etc.? What about the striptease clubs? Honest to God, I never been in one, and I will never go to one. Everyone goes where he belongs. Bees, they go to the flowers. Fly, they go to the garbage. You go where you belong. And I hope that those people, they are infected by certain kind of obsession, they will fix it and they will be overcome their sin. You know, always people, they speak against prostitution, right? I believe strongly that the first prostitute is the man who pay for prostitute. It's not the women, because when you pay her, you made her job exist. You created the prostitution. People, they judge only the poor women, and many of those women, especially in those countries, poor countries, they've been forced into slavery of sex. They've been forced to kidnap when they are children. There's a human trafficking. Those are real stories. But always society, they judge the weak one. The strong one is a star. How many of you see a scene of an actor which you love very much? He is naked having sex in TV. How many of you? How many of you saw what his name, Tom Cruise, having a sexual scene? Sylvester Stallone, you name them, all the actors. But those actors, you love them, but the fact they are prostitutes, for they are getting paid to get naked and have sex in the front of the camera. If you are poor and you do the same, they will eat you alive. They will call you a hooker. They will call you a prostitute. But a famous prostitute is a star, is a hero, the people want to take selfie with them, people, they want to give them a kiss, people want to give them a hug. It's the truth. When you are poor, you are the bad person. When you are famous, rich, you can be a lovely whore. All of them, they are whores. All of them. Then people still, they want to take their pictures and they post their pictures on Facebook, and they have a fan, and you know, like, but go and see who they are. In the Middle East, by the way, we say two things nobody hear about. Two things nobody hear about: the death of a poor, and a rich, he is a pimp, or a pimp, he is rich. Which means nobody talk about two things. Nobody mention them. A poor person who die, just dump him in the graveyard. And a rich man, he is a pimp. As long as you are rich, you are honorable, you are wonderful, you are amazing, you will be in TV. You go and see the news, go and see the disgusting news. This actor, he don't agree with the Trump. I mean, look who's talking. Look who's talking. An actor, she is upset from Trump saying dirty words, and look who's talking. They keep saying the F word every 2 seconds in their movies. So my friends, we have to be smart. Muslims are possessed by the devil, but they are not the only one who is possessed by the devil. Your society is full of those people: hypocrisy, madness, stupidity. All of them, they are living like whore, the men and the women, and then they want to give you speeches about how to live good. And many, sadly, they took of those actors the best example, when their life is the most horrible life. Go and see how they commit suicide, how they end dead in the elevator because they took too much drugs. Don't make those people your best example, for they are unhappy, they are miserable. Being rich and being a star and those things will not make you happy, my friend. That's a very false idea. That's why most of them, they die a horrible way. Like, you know, there's a guy who was very famous in America. His name is what his name? an old singer. Uh, he died in young age. Man, I don't remember the name. He died in drugs. He died in drugs. He's a good looking. He became so famous, superstar. Everybody almost worshiping America, and then he died like a rat. You know how the rats they die? From poison. Those people, their life is empty and their brain is empty and they have no knowledge. I cannot count for you how many actors they die in drugs just in the last year. Just go and see every year. Elvis, yeah, Elvis. I'm talking about Elvis. Anyway, so the devil always he find his way to you. You become rich. Suddenly, when you are rich, you feel like you are God. For money, open doors for you. Everybody call you sir. Everybody obey you. You are even above the law if you are so rich. If you are rich, you do not need to go to the airport. The airport come to you. You don't go through security. Do you think like Bill Gates and those guys that go through security? They don't. They don't. They own their own airport. When you became so rich, you feel that you are God. And then you die like a rat. The same as happened to Job, Steve Jobs. He ordered a yacht, cost him $100 million. He never even touched it. And now his wife having a new boyfriend, having sex with him in the yacht. So don't let the world today fool you and make you a victim of the lies around you. Money should be serving you, not you serving the money. Money should be something beautiful to use and help the poor one, not to abuse them. I wish I'm rich. I wish. Because if I am rich, I will change a lot of things. I will make people rich with me. When I went to Asia, once I saw a child sleeping inside a tire. You know a tire? For the big trucks. Imagine this is his house. And then I walked a few steps more and I found another tire. And then I found out that this is like a house for families. Those people, they live in the tires. Imagine they sleep inside the tires. How many of you complain about your life, how poor you are, how bad your life is, how much you're suffering? You know nothing about suffering yet. You don't know what suffering is, my friend. Go and see. This is why travel can change you and can make you a better person. For you see, most of Americans, they think that everybody in the world eat hamburger. And everybody in the world, he have at least 2 cars and 1 cat and 2 dogs. My friend, appreciate what you have, for you are lucky. There's people until now, they never even have a phone in their hand. There's people until now, they dream even to have a sandwich in their hand. I saw thousands of people walking with no shoes. Not hundreds, thousands. They have no shoes. And we are in the year 2017. This is why I am a poor person, but in the same time I appreciate everything I have. Appreciation is the secret weapon to fight depression, to fight unhappiness, to fight bad life. For you feel always good when you appreciate, even if you are poor. I saw villagers who they are very poor, but they are happy, for they appreciate. Amazingly, they have like a cup of rice, and this is what the whole family will eat, but they are happy, For very simple reason, they appreciate what they have. They are not looking at what is between your hand. They are happy. Appreciation, my friend. Otherwise, you will never accomplish anything. You own a house today, tomorrow you want to own a villa. You own a villa, tomorrow you want to own a palace. You work like a donkey all your life because you want to have something else, and you're never satisfied. You see, in the front of us we have a picture of slavery. The fact slavery never been over. For many people are slaves, slaves of sex, slaves of money, slaves of greed, slaves of themselves. Free yourself. Free yourself. And I find that the best way to free ourselves is to listen and to understand the teaching of Christ. It helps you a lot. Don't depend on yourself only. You might be wise, you might be smart, but you might be deceived too, because always there's somebody smarter than you. And the easiest way to free yourself is to appreciate. You know what is my favorite meal? If I tell you, you will laugh. My favorite meal is tomato. give me one tomato, and some bread. I'm so happy. Honest to God, that's it. Even once my mom, she said to me, if you ever meet a girl, her name is Tomato, I'm sure you will marry her. For sure she was joking. Appreciate little things. You feel happier when you get the bigger things because you are appreciating what you have already. And that goes for everything in life. Your family, your relationship, even the bad things. You see, some people they feel miserable because they have bad things happen to them in their life. Look at someone else and you will see the bad for you is luck for someone else. They're lucky. You know what I mean? What you think is a bad luck for you, it was luck for someone else. People, they wish to have what you have, but you are not happy with it because you don't appreciate. And that is the reason of depression and sadness. You know, life is the same. A human being is the same as a flower. Flower die if there is no water. And the water of the body of the human being is his satisfaction, how much he is satisfied about what he do. And here I'm talking about accomplishment, which means whatever God he provide to me, I am satisfied with it. For sure I want to do better, I want to fight for better, but still I am satisfied. Especially when I do my own duty. Do your duty, live good, be happy, and don't look for what people says about you. If people get upset because you pray before you eat in the restaurant, who care? Be happy. You are not doing any harm to anyone. Don't worry about others, what they will say. Always thank the Lord before you eat, even if it's a piece of bread. Say, thank you, Lord, for providing me this. Because my friend, trust me, if you are a person who own $1 billion or a person who own a sandwich, both of you are going to eat a sandwich at the end of the day. He cannot eat more, you cannot eat more, and he will not take it with him to the grave. Well, I'm talking about tomato. I don't mean I eat tomato always. Anyway, but I mean when you are satisfied, when you feel you are satisfied, this is coming from appreciation. A person who don't appreciate anything, he will never be happy. He will be selfish. He will be angry. He will die soon, because all those things, by the way, bring you to stress. You will look older. You find yourself, you are dying literally because you are depressed. Be happy, enjoy your life, and always appreciate. And with this, I want to say thank you guys for being with me, and I appreciate all of you. I don't know if you appreciate me, but you do or not, I'm happy with it. So I want to say thank you for being here. And again, later, if I did not go to the church which I am supposed to teach in, they are not far away from me actually. I will open the chat room. If not, then we open it next week. With this, I want to say thank you, and don't forget to download the video underneath in the info of this video. Click at Patreon. There's many videos you never saw before. They are not in YouTube because I'm using some videos of Abdul video. So, or you can download the new video. Click at the download link, which is drivegoogle.com, and you can download the new video. With this, I want to say thank you. May the Lord bless you all. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. I mean to that. And see you soon. Bye-bye.